Welcome to Robothouse. We've come to review Dr.Strange.
Jason, I've come to bargain.
Welcome to Robothouse. We've come to review Doctor Strange.
Jason, I've come to bargain.
Okay, well, let's do that once. I don't want to confuse people. I love that, by the way. He's the first. We should probably just open with spoilers right now. We're going to be talking about Doctor Strange, and we're going to deep dive into it. Or just talk about it. Maybe both. I guess let's talk about that part first. I think that was a clever way. It's, I think, the first Marvel hero who hasn't killed his primary antagonist. Technically.
I mean, the Avengers, they don't kill Loki.
No, well, I mean, let's be honest. If Loki wasn't Loki, he'd be dead. The Hulk kind of side of that.
Right.
I don't.
They didn't kill the guy in Civil War.
See, but he wanted to die. I think that the other ones all wanted to live. So killing them is how you get them. Though I disagree that I think leaving villains alive to come back is a better option, and I think they're finally learning that. Like, I don't think we'll ever see Caecilius again, but
No.
like, I don't think when Mordo is the villain, they're gonna kill him. He's actually a really neat character from what they did in the comics, so I hope they don't kill him.
Yeah, I thought he was a pretty cool character.
They kind of hint at what he's going to become, because his weapon, if you're not familiar with what the Living Tribunal is, it is a force of the universe that decides whether something should exist or not.
Oh, okay, that's kind of fitting for him.
It's a very black and white entity. Sometimes they portray it as an actual court. Sometimes it's just a being that pops up and says, "Whoa, dude, no," and zaps it out of existence. But it really fits him, and it's actually a nice bit of foreshadowing. If you're familiar with the comics.
Nope.
I am not a comic book person. Sorry.
The Living Tribunal is cosmic Marvel, and it's really infrequently popped up. So I don't blame people for not knowing, but I did, and I'm like, oh. So I kind of knew where he was going towards the end there.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, as soon as Chiwetel Ejiofor, and I believe that's how you say his name. I hope that's how you say his name. As soon as they cast him, everybody, the first thing I kept hearing was, oh, he's going to be the bad guy. And I was like, oh, okay. But then all of a sudden he wasn't the bad guy. So then when he wasn't the bad guy, then I realized, like, oh, well, he's eventually going to be a bad guy. So it's like, thanks for spoiling that for me.
Caecilius is basically what Mordo is in the comic. He's a guy who wants power at any cost. And eventually he does make a pact with Dormammu and becomes his errand boy. But I don't see this version of him going that way.
Yeah.
So that'll be a nice division.
Mm-hmm.
So since we talked about the end first, let's loop back around.
Jason,
we're messing with time here. We're messing with time.
Let us use the Infinity Stone. No. So let's talk a little bit about the beginning of the movie. Typical Marvel origin stuff.
Rich jerk.
There's
very
a decapitation.
Much. Yes. That seemed unnecessary.
Yeah.
I get what they were going for, but
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. It's bloodless, and I mean, you could have just shown him being stabbed in a shadow or something. No one would have cared.
True.
It's really...
I guess maybe it was supposed to show that Caecilius is for real.
I mean, they could have done that a bunch of different ways. I just think it was really elaborate for no reason.
Oh, yeah. But he has to show off he's the bad guy. Go!
He does that really well later, though, I think. But, yeah, that whole scene, I guess, was just there to show off the cool fights and stuff. And then we go to Tony Stark performing surgery.
Hey, Hey, that's another rich jerk.
He was so much Tony it hurt.
Yeah.
And
Well, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine.
I'm glad we're talking about this actually, because when I read about who Stephen Strange was, I was like, oh, he's pretty much Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really curious to see how Benedict was going to play this and how the movie was going to portray him. And it's like, while he is incredibly similar to Tony, I actually thought he set himself apart, really. And
Yeah.
pretty much the only huge difference is that, yes, he has a huge ego, but I think he's a bigger jerk than Tony Stark was. Because it's like, even though Tony Stark is selfish and has an ego, he's still funny and playful, and you can tell he's a guy that's definitely going to do the right thing. With Stephen Strange, when he's yelling at his own friends, telling them to, like, F off and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's like, holy crap, this guy's a dick. Like, it's like, how am I supposed to root for him?
I don't
But
want
he ends up doing
to do surgery on this person. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's boring. It's
Yeah,
like,
he
save my life.
he's like that in the comics too. And let's be honest, a lot of the protagonists that Stanley created are similar.
True.
You'll note he also has the Reed Richards hair. So I'm telling you, Jack, we'll call him Stephen Strange. We'll have Ditko draw him. He'll act like Tony, but he'll be a wizard, see?
Deadpool's probably pissed. Why ain't I rich?
Deadpool was created by
I know.
Rob Liefeld.
I know.
He was like 15 at the time. And actually, he is rich right now.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So he's happy. But
Marvel characters aren't allowed to be happy. Shut up.
the Doctor Strange now has toned down the dickishness a little bit, but he's still not the best guy in the world. He's kind of a jerk. He was in Deadpool's relaunch a few years ago, and he quoted Joe Bluth and did the a trick surfer prostitutes Michael line, which I loved. And then he turned himself into Silver Surfer so people want to see him hanging out with Deadpool. Yeah. He hasn't had a lot of like solo series and stuff, so he hasn't developed a ton. Most of the time, if he's in a comic, he's there to fix things. Though they seem to be trying to remedy that lately. So like, he's not inconsistent with the comics, though. I like what he turned into by the end of it, where he legitimately kind of realizes what he was and what he really needs to be. That sounds rote, but
no, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I liked how he made that like kind of realization of it, and I don't want to give away the spoiler, but
oh, you can.
Okay, and then he actually ended up kind of sacrificing himself in the end.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading, this is probably dumb, but I've been reading like different chat messages, chat board, chat rooms, and stuff like that, and everyone's like, "Oh, he hasn't changed. And it's like, yeah, he has a little bit. It's like he still has that bit of asshole in him, but yeah. It's like he definitely did have a turnaround in the movie. At least I thought he did.
Well, yeah, I think, and that's with the gloves. I love that they explain the gloves in this movie, because he just sort of wears them in the comics. He's wearing his gloves so he doesn't have to look at his hands and see what he's missing. Like, it kills him that he can go back to his old life whenever he wants, but he can't because he needs to be somewhere else, somewhere more important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't know how many times he actually died. Dormammu is all, like, an existence. Like, he literally could have been in that loop for eternities before he got pissed.
True.
So...
Yeah, at first I was kind of like, wow, it's like that, I don't know, what is he, a spirit or whatever? It's like, he's kind of a wimp. It's like, he didn't last for very long, but then, like, watching it again today, I was like, oh, okay, that probably could have lasted a lot longer than how the movie made it appear.
It's hard to explain what Dormammu is. The easiest thing, he's Cthulhu, basically.
Okay.
smoke monster from Lost.
That's generalizing a bit, but yeah. But yeah, I liked his arc. That car accident, man.
Oh my god, that
was-
car accident, how did he only have like nerve damage in his hand? I don't think he have
He
like
felt-
nothing else
he
wrong
had
with
the. I think I was listening to We Hate Movies review, and they said he traveled from a mountain to like somewhere in downtown Brooklyn. And
That's true. Like that road that he's driving on. I thought he was in like California or like
he was
wherever.
definitely north of New York at that point.
Right?
And
Like where was he?
he
Like
helicopters down a mountain into some sort of power transfer station. And it's right next to a lake, apparently.
yeah.
It's like
Damn. It was like watching Homer Simpson fall down the gorge.
it was so brutal, and
As soon as the car, just is there, then all of a sudden you feel like sharks to be swimming around.
yeah.
Then a couple missiles just somehow miss Stark Manor and just blow up the car.
That I don't know. It was just so weird. And they show his hands going to the dashboard. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they just wanted to.
After all that, you need to cue in like the Archer thing. I somehow survived the crash somehow.
Well, I was kind of hoping he'd crawl out and be fine, and then he'd look down at his hands and go, "No." Then I'm like, that's why I don't make movies.
No, he gets out of the car completely fine, then all of a sudden a couple dogs come up and bite him in the hand.
Like Hot Tub Time Machine. The whole movie they're showing Crispin Glover doing things because he loses his arm
Oh,
in
yeah.
the future. Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie all the way through, but I've seen all those parts with him.
Yeah, and he's doing all these ridiculous things, and then what actually happens is he's waving goodbye to them, and a snowplow drives past.
Oh my god, is that what happened? Oh.
Yeah. And Rob Riggle's character is like, finally! I kind of, if I was a worse person, I kind of want them to tease something happened to his hands for the first like 20 minutes. Like a knife drops down from his kitchen counter and almost hits him. Because you really don't like Steven for the first part of the movie. And you kind of want to see him get his hands crushed because, that's when he's going to start his redemption arc.
Right.
But it's just so sudden and brutal. And if you've ever been in a car accident, they got it right. Like, you're all disoriented, you're spinning, you kind of lose yourself for a couple minutes. Obviously, his was more severe than any I've ever been in, but man.
I just wonder what happened to the guy in the other car.
It looks like all that happened to him was he winged them.
Yeah,
He's
that's
probably
it.
fine.
Like, that was a minor inconvenience. Oh, man, he's probably dead.
Like, his car is continuing to go forward it's a pit maneuver. So as he was turning in, the other car was still going forward, and it hit his rear wheel. That caused him to spin out, hit the rock wall. Somehow he bounced off the rock wall, off the road, and ended up where he ended up.
Ugh.
I don't think I should have been Stanley. Just saying.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you, Jack. I hit the guy, and now he's down somewhere in Brooklyn.
He should have been, like, texting or something. Off to see the new movie. Hope it's gonna be good.
No, Stanley can never be the bad guy in these movies. I'm waiting for it, though.
Yeah, it's like Thanos just all of a sudden, like, the head comes off and it's Stanley.
I'm trying to find... I've been looking up Thanos characters, because I don't know how he's going to be in Infinity War. He could be like Thanos' dad. I'm telling you, Captain America, he was a good kid one time. I can't do a Stanley.
No, you can.
No, I could have met him once, but he had a heart condition, and I didn't know at the time. They just said he canceled. I was really mad.
Aw.
And then I looked the next day and I'm like, oh no. I was still kind of mad. I drove like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
Well, I was invited to go to the con, but he was going to be there. I'm like, well, I might as well meet Stan Lee.
Don't blame me on that.
Then I asked the guy, is he coming back? And he said,
Oh.
I don't know.
Simpsons, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
I did meet Mr. T.
Nice.
He tried to make me a Jehovah's Witness. No, I'm kidding. Mr. T, don't come after me. He wouldn't get on the plane. He was holding everybody up.
My T-sense is tingling. Some podcast talking about.
Yeah. We don't care about Dr. Strange anymore. We're talking about meeting Mr. T. No, let's move on. Let's move on.
He's in the wreck, and you see all the damage he went through. Yeah.
So, then we see the physical therapy, and he's like, I could fix this. And I'm like, you probably couldn't.
No.
And Rachel McAdams, I guess, really liked having sex with him because she's being super nice to him, even though he doesn't deserve it.
Right.
And then he yells at her, and she leaves. And that's about all she contributes to this movie, besides being she's just
kind of there. I was a little disappointed because when I heard that she was going to be in it, I thought, oh, great, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
Just to see
barely
what part.
in it, barely does anything.
She's a gopher.
And it's like they kept her part really quiet for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe she's going to be somebody really cool. Nah, she's just that girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's there.
This is one of my big nitpicks, and this is why I think, okay, in the Ultimate Universe, there are 2 Doctor Stranges. One is his son, but the original is Stephen Strange, and he has a similar origin, except he was driving home drunk, and his wife and unborn child were in the car.
Oh.
Now, what I would have loved is if he had been married, his wife tells him she's pregnant at like a party, and they're driving home. He's really excited. He loses his hands and his wife and kid, and that is why he's a complete unrepentant dick, because he knows what he's done. He didn't just hurt himself. And then maybe Rachel McAdams could be like his sister-in-law, and that would give her more of a reason to stick around.
Yeah.
It would kind of screw with the flow of the movie, but there's a really good line in there that I think they could have used if they'd gone that route. He goes to whatever the city is in the comics, and he meets the Ancient One, and he says, your hands don't need healing, it's your heart. And that's when he believes. He doesn't need to be shown anything. But again, that's a minor nitpick. I think you could probably take the Rachel McAdams character out completely and just make it a random doctor he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the weakest character. Which is a shame.
I know. Yeah, I agree. It's
You're
completely
never going to see her again.
Nope.
At least they don't have to burn her alive like the girl from Batman Begins.
Rachel.
Yeah, you're right. It was Rachel. How are we going to get rid of her? We don't need her anymore. Blow her up? Okay.
All right.
It's like I do like how the final scene with her and him.
Yeah.
It's like she never really says that she forgives him.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's just kind of like, okay, that happened, and it kind of leaves things unsettled. And I liked that. Like I would have been pissed off if she would have forgave him. Been like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But it's like again, even though there was hardly much there, I liked how that it ended with really no answer with her.
Yeah.
Especially
like
with the stupid watch. Like that watch pissed me off. Like when I read that, I was like, you kidding me? It's like they barely were anything in the beginning, and apparently
he says as much, right? He's like, we were barely lovers. I'm like, then why the hell did she give you a watch that you seem to care so much about?
That watch pissed me off. I didn't understand it. I was confused.
That was a bad choice. You can tell like parts of the script she was supposed to be in more of the movie, but
yeah, I have a feeling that maybe something happened and they had to cut stuff, or I don't know. I felt that the movie kind of was rushing at one point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it started off, and then once they kind of got into his training, like they just kind of sped up the story really fast, and it was like, oh, here we have the final battle, and it's over.
Yeah, like, and that's why I sort of wish that like Nicilius had been a character he interacted with earlier.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine this way, but I can see a whole different structure for this movie that would have been a little better. Not that this is bad. I think they just wanted to get through the origin as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those things, we don't know how long he was actually there.
Mm.
We just know that he studied in his sleep using his astral projection, and that at least 2 years have passed. And this takes place chronologically before Avengers.
Oh, it does?
Well, he mentions the Avengers, so it might just have happened.
And then we have the thing at the end.
Well, I know by the time they get to New York, the Avengers exist because you can see the building.
Yeah, you're right. So
with the A on it.
It has to be before, though, because he's definitely more established in the Stinger than, well, not before Avengers, but at least before, like, Civil War.
Oh, I don't know. The only reason that I don't think that, because I read that when he was in the car, one of the patients that was described, everybody thought that the one was Rhodey with what happened in Civil War. But then the writer said, no, that wasn't him. This is supposed to take place a year later. That's what I heard.
I guess we'll see. They release a chronology when a phase is done, so I guess we'll figure it out. It felt like it should have been before, but like she mentions the Avengers quite prominently, but she had to know there was a freaking Infinity Gem involved in Avengers, so I don't quite know what was happening there. 2, in fact.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the rest of the cast. So let's give a shout out to Wong, the best character.
Yeah, Wong! Oh, I love
with
Wong.
The best brick joke in the world. Don't you ever laugh? And then he said something dead serious and he lost it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that part. Wong is definitely one of my favorite parts of this movie.
Yeah. So is it just Wong, or?
It's in the comics. It's just Wong. His actual name is Benedict Wong. If it makes you feel better, in real life.
Oh, okay.
They're Benedict.
In the comics, he's kind of they've messed around trying to fix the character, but yeah, he is kind of a bad Asian manservant stereotype. He would be the Kato to Dr. Strange's Green Hornet. He was good. They never really show him fight. Not too much, anyway. And then he clearly couldn't stand up to Mads Mikkelsen, which sucked. But I'm hoping he'll be more prominent in the next movie. Maybe he'll be in Thor 2. Or Thor Ragnarok, not Thor 2. And then, I don't know. They didn't really show many other wizarding students.
Well, they showed them, but didn't really give them names.
Right.
Yeah.
Guy that had no arm.
Yeah.
No hand.
Guy that was an Asian stereotype they were trying to avoid and somehow still put in the movie.
Yep. Woman who had tea.
Let's see.
But I do like how they, the wise one had him, or the ancient one. Ancient one?
Yeah, ancient one.
Yeah, I don't know why I want to say wise so much. But anyway, yeah, sent him on that amazing journey, and he's like, teach me, and then they throw his ass out in the street.
Yeah, that was funny. I liked that. She's like, no.
which is odd because she can see the future, so she knows she's going to teach him anyway.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Tilda Swinton real fast.
I love Tilda Swinton before we begin. I love her. I think she's like the coolest woman in the world. But okay, go ahead, continue.
I don't have a problem with her performance. I actually was really touched at her last scene. In fact,
me too.
I thought she got an emotion out of a scene that, frankly, no Marvel movie has been able to, except maybe Captain America, when he says I'm late for a date. That really like kicked me in the face. So I like her performance. I still disagree heavily with the choices they made in casting. That's not her fault.
Mm.
It should have been an Asian actor, and they should have gone out of their way to make the stereotypes, like, just not use them. I mean, it's not hard. My ideal for this, I want to say,
say Lucy Liu, I dare you.
Why would I say Lucy Liu?
I don't know.
Part of the reason they didn't cast the Tibetan is because of China. And I'm just going to say this now. Screw you, China.
Right.
If we have to start casting movies with your bullshit racial prejudices in mind, we're never going to cast anybody. So maybe a Tibetan actor, but if we have to go, people get mad at me when I say the person I want.
Say it.
Judi Dench.
No. He was the wizard in Big Trouble in Little China.
What, he?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen that.
Has anybody seen Tron?
No.
Tron. No.
Hold on, wait.
No one's seen Tron.
No one loves Millhouse.
James Hong. I always say Fred for some reason. And I don't want him to be dressed like the wizard from that, but James Hong is also, you might know him from the episode of Seinfeld.
Okay, yeah, I know who that is now. Yeah. I just looked him up.
He's got a really good delivery.
Yeah.
And I think they could have made the Ancient One a little more comedic, a little more deadpan to deal with Steven.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that would have been an interesting choice for the Ancient One. I think that would have been a good idea.
He's a great actor. He would have nailed it.
He is.
Again, that's only if they couldn't cast a Tibetan actor. My perfect world, it would be a Tibetan actor who just like doesn't go in for the stereotypes, but I can see where they didn't have a ton of choices.
I'm seeing he was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. How funny is that?
Oh yeah, I know. He's not actually
Oh no, I didn't know that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, he's just a really good character actor. His accent, as near as I can tell, isn't real either. But he's like honed it perfectly.
Nice.
But I mean, they could even have went with a female actress or a female Ancient One. I just don't know. I can't think of anyone who really could have done it any better.
Yeah, I think they were kind of stuck with that, with what to do in terms of casting this role. It's like, because you need somebody that people sort of know enough.
You need somebody old, but with kind of an energy.
Yeah.
What I really hate is they gave her fans as a weapon.
As opposed to what's the Ancient One use in the comics?
Nothing, because they're so powerful they don't need a weapon.
Ah, okay.
But I mean, if you're gonna give them a weapon, giving a woman fans is like the laziest martial arts weapon.
That does seem a little stereotypical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even the right kind of mysticism. That's the worst part. That's Japanese. That's way, way out of the way. I don't know. Give her a staff if you're gonna go. She's Celtic too, so it makes more sense to give her like a stick-based weapon or something.
Yeah, I kind of really wasn't paying attention with that, but
It just
yeah, they could have
really,
done a better weapon for her. But she's not really. I never really saw her much as like I barely even. I kind of almost forgot that that was her weapon. Like
yeah, she
she's
barely uses it.
mostly. Yeah, like she's mostly. I don't know.
Just uses her hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. Pretty much.
I think they realized it too. That's why you don't see the fans too much after that opening fight.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you look at the Lego toys, it's not. Yeah.
I mean, she just
No.
fans herself in non-combat because it's freaking hot because it's freaking Kathmandu.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she could just like make ice if she really wanted to.
She can tap into the
She
other.
can go wherever she wants in the world by spinning her hands around a few times.
Where's that ice from? Everest.
Can taste the dead hikers.
Yeah, it's like I can understand why everyone was frustrated when they announced that casting choice. It's I think actors of different color, they have such a difficult time.
Yeah.
Like it's already a difficult time being an actor, but I imagine being one of color is even more difficult. And then having Hollywood cast all these white people
Yeah.
to be these people must be incredibly frustrating.
Oh,
So it's like even though I love her and I love that she was in this, it's
Yeah.
like I can see where they're coming from as well.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be so frustrating and difficult.
Oh, it is. Imagine, if you would, being a boy of Middle Eastern descent, and they cast the Prince of Persia, and it's I can't even remember.
Jake
Yeah,
Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal, who is not Persian, who's not
Nope.
Middle Eastern at all.
Nope.
And it looks like a grody surfer.
This sounds like a precursor to an Avatar discussion.
Oh no.
Avatar ticks me off the most.
Oh my god.
Not only did they get every possible race wrong, every single one, and they weren't shy about what they were based on. He made the brown people the bad guys. Come on, Shyamalan. You had one job.
Just thinking about that movie, I cringe. It's like, oh god, how could you be this wrong? Oh. It's like I don't even know anything about.
I think to his credit, he realizes what he did there, but
Yeah. Like I don't know much about that, but what I do know is enough. And it's just like anytime I ever see it, it's like, oh god, this is painful.
The minute I saw that kid, it was supposed to be Aang. Oh, I'm sorry, Ong. Yeah, this little 8-year-old white kid who probably hadn't met anyone of color until that point in his life. He was just really good at martial arts. Sensei Derek taught me how to do all this. I just.
Oh wait, we've gotten off topic. Oh no!
No, it's fine. I think we had to talk about it. I mean, it's prevalent in the film, and
True.
I mean, where they could cast for diversity, they definitely did.
Yeah.
There were a lot of prominent non-white extras. Most of the sorcerers were of different ethnicities. In fact, it seems like Steven is the only white one besides the master.
I think I noticed that too. Yeah. Huh.
Which kind of makes it a little even more horrifying that the white guy saved the day. But some people wanted to cast Steven as an Asian American actor, and I don't know if that would have worked. But like, I could have seen him as a black actor, maybe Hispanic.
Wait, who are we talking about again?
Steven.
Somebody else be Steven.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Because like, there's a level of like, I could see especially a Latino actor getting that arrogance, right? Because if you're a Hispanic doctor and you're at the top of your field, you're like one of the only Hispanic people in that strata, and of course he'd be an arrogant jagoff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a slippery slope, but I mean, I'm fine with the casting as is. I don't know. I mean, Benedict does a really fine job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I even have to retract my house accent joke that I was going to use because it's a little rough at the beginning, and you can tell sort of when they started filming by how little he talks in certain scenes. But once he gets the hang of it, he does sound American. A little gruffer than I prefer, but what are you going to do? He'll get used to it.
Yeah, when I heard him first speak in the trailer, I was like, is that really how he's going to talk?
He sounds like Hugh Laurie, right?
He does?
And that's not on purpose. It's just that's how they're taught to do accents.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'm like, why didn't you just leave him with the accent? No one was going to care.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't have been insulted if you were British. Like, come on.
It's not lupus.
Dr. Orpheus for Doctor Strange. No.
So he gets a ton of knowledge in whenever time. And then it's time for the big bad to show up.
Yeah, then just as he's messing with the Dormammu stuff, they decide, oh, we better tell him about Dormammu. And then his disciples attack
Joe
conveniently. The New York Sanctuary was really neat. It was like a museum.
Yeah, I actually was a little confused at first because where Steven was standing whenever the explosion happened, I thought he actually went to the Hong Kong one because the way the explosion happened, I thought he would have gotten blown into that door. So I was a little confused, and I was like, oh, wait, no, now he's in New York. Okay, all right, now I know where he is. He's in New York now. I got it.
Yeah, that whole scene was really jumbled, and you can tell it was like sort of a really fast edition.
Yeah.
But I like the stuff in the actual Sanctum Sanctorum while he's there. The weird doors to different parts of the world.
Yeah, that was really neat. I like that.
I couldn't name half the artifacts in there, and I don't think any of them were actually from the comics besides the cloak. But I'm sure there were a few I missed. I haven't seen any YouTube videos pop up, though, so maybe not.
They'll probably wait till it hits, like, DVD and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
The cloak was pretty awesome, though. That was another one of my favorite.
Everyone loves the cloak. I'm glad they decided to anthropomorphize it a little bit, because that's just a cape in the comics. He can control it. Like, he can make it do stuff for him, but I like that it sort of has a mind of its own.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of its own character.
When it tries to wipe his tears.
I didn't notice that the first time I watched it. I didn't notice that until I saw it today. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's what it's doing. I liked when he was, that it was pulling him towards those, whatever that
I just call it the restraining suit or something.
There we go. I liked that part because he's like trying to go for
the axe to fight.
And this guy's like, no, you obviously can't fight him. Put him in these restraints.
I like that it kept him honest. Like, if he didn't put the eye back, it was going to leave him. Well, that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
I guess we got to talk about the bad guys a little bit, since we're at that point anyway. I don't think Mads Mikkelsen's did a bad job. He was in the movie for like 15 minutes.
It's like it's like
he was venomed.
Yeah, like it's a shame. Like Marvel is really having a bad time with villains. I think it's like with Civil War. I thought they did a good job because really that whole thing was about Iron Man and Captain America anyway. You didn't need to have a villain for that. But like pretty much every other movie, it's like they have these villains that it's just they're so pointless and just it's like I feel so bad for the actors. They get really good actors for these roles, and they're just so useless. Like the one thing that I did like about Caecilius was I actually liked that he wasn't your typical, this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but he's not your typical bad guy. Like, I kind of actually saw his point of view and kind of agreed with him a little bit.
Yeah,
like, I
he
kind of
was
like that he
just
got you thinking a little bit, that it wasn't just, I'm going to take over the world and nobody can stop me. He had a reason and a purpose, and he truly believed that what he was doing was right. And I did like that part about him. But other than that, it was just like every other Marvel villain we've
Yeah.
had to deal with. They're just boring and
And
useless.
he's just
care.
another version of the hero, basically.
Yeah.
And I
True.
thought, as bad as they got in Ant-Man, I thought that was the limit of it, but apparently not.
Well, I think maybe where they took big hit with in terms of a villain, like we saw too much of the villain. I think Ultron was probably the hardest we got hit.
I
Yeah.
like Ultron. I think ultimately they needed to introduce Ultron earlier.
Yeah.
Like, he should have been in Iron Man 3 as Tony's new AI, or something happens to Jarvis and Ultron takes over. And then we just have like a character. Because, I mean, everyone loved Jarvis, the robot butler, and when he became Vision, you kind of knew how he was going to act. Ultron had like 15 minutes to be like, oh, what am I? Oh, I'm a jerk. Goodbye. I'm evil now. I hate Tony Stark. And that's something you need to build up.
Yeah.
I don't think Ultron is dead.
No.
So I'm kind of hoping that he'll be back.
Yeah, I think he has potential.
There's
Like
a lot of
he
loopholes.
definitely has potential to be an interesting bad guy.
I mean, Mads Mikkelsen could be back. I don't think he will be. Because
Yeah.
he's not dead.
Yeah, true.
He gets to live in undeath forever.
Yeah.
Exactly like he wanted. I don't think he thought it through, but...
Nope. And as opposed to, like, you know, Ultron stuff, at least he wasn't a quip villain, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well,
True,
okay, they
yeah.
tried to make it up, the quip stuff up, so because he was part of Tony's, like, brain scan or something, but, yeah.
Yeah.
I really... Avengers 2 is the weakest one of the whole
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Lot, I would say. There's a
Yeah.
lot of problems with it.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta feel bad for bad guy from Casino Royale. I'm not calling him that other name.
His real name? Mads Mikkelsen?
Yes. Caecilius is such a cool name, though. Come on, Mark.
But
You can call him,
his mascara's running good.
Hannibal Lecter. He's Hannibal Lecter, too. You can call him Hannibal if you want.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Oh, I'll just call him Lashif, okay?
Okay.
Close enough. Poor guy. He was promising he was gonna get Dormammu the money, and this, you know, he had Strange in that chair,
He
naked.
basically did. It's not. So, how does everyone feel about Dormammu? I don't like... Because his head is usually portrayed as just being, like, fire. Sometimes he has eyes, but most of the time it's just a ball of flame.
I couldn't focus on it for the longest time. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Is it a head?
Well, the thing is, they kind of separate them, but Dormammu is his universe.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes. So... it's hard to explain. It's a really weird metaphysical concept.
I think I can kind of understand what you're saying with him being his universe. That kind of makes sense.
Like, I joke about Darkseid, but it's sort of... Dormammu is.
That he's the dark side.
Yeah. And when he brings a universe into his own, he gains power from it. And he's one of, like, a group of universal beings like that. He's one of the more vicious ones. And I doubt we'll ever see the rest of them, but... Yeah. Even the Marvel Universe has a anthropomorphized version called Eternity. That is literally just the universe, but it can talk and do things.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't know. I didn't see him as much of a threat. It's like I suppose like him taking over Earth. Yeah, that is. But it's like honestly, I didn't really have an opinion on him because again, he's barely there,
Yeah.
and he doesn't seem like that much of a threat. At least not to me.
He's not a huge threat. It's his main ability is to make other people threats. Because he's not really allowed to interfere directly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like, he went to Caecilius because he saw a crack that he could wedge himself into.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes. And in the comics, he went to Mordo because Mordo's just a power-hungry idiot. But I don't think that would work the same for the movie version. Like I said before, I don't know. I think we might see more of him in Infinity War, though. I would be shocked if he didn't come up again. So I think we covered most of the plot and most of the actors. Did we forget anybody? I don't think so.
The Stan Lee cameo.
Oh yeah, Stan Lee on the bus reading a book about enlightenment and laughing.
Oh, Stan.
Good old Stanley. I don't understand a word of this. Time to make a comic book.
My favorite cameo of his so far though was Civil War. Are you Tony Stank? I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to Deadpool's.
Oh, that's right. That was a good one too. I also like that one. Darn it.
Yeah,
I knew I should have tried to pick a favorite.
I think we've named it the best in a previous episode. The most perfect fit for Stan Lee at the very least.
We're gonna need a montage.
Well, ladies, did I tell you about the time I made a show called Stripperella? I regret it heavily. Every day.
Yes, he does.
So we didn't talk about the special effects. I think we can wrap up in a little bit here, but the mirror dimension stuff is a brilliant idea.
Yes.
We finally get away from them destroying a city.
Right?
Yes.
No property damage. Woo!
We're gonna destroy the shit out of this mirror dimension.
And I think we're going to see that probably in Ragnarok, and it'll work. And then they're going to try it in Infinity Wars, and Thanos is just going to break out. That's my hope.
That would be really cool. I thought it was really neat. They've been going on about it for months and saying how it's going to change filmmaking, and it's like, well, I did like it, and I thought it was really cool. It's like, I don't know if it's exactly groundbreaking, or
It's not. It's very much Inception. Stuff, but where Inception did it to, like, I don't know, overwhelm the viewer, this movie used it, like, they used, like, manipulating buildings and stuff to trap people and create terrain they could fight on or disorient people. And I think they used it a lot better in that regard. Where it was really just like, whoa, this is really dreamlike in Inception. In Dr.Strange, it had a purpose. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sort of like, I don't want to use the term bending, but it's sort of building bending, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much what was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I call it Eschering.
Eschering, there you
Yeah,
go.
that would be a better term for it.
Eschering.
Because, like, you can flip the dimension and it'll fall into the sky forever. I like how gravity isn't a constant there.
Nope.
And I've seen it in millions of other things, but they just use it to really good effect. Then I guess the only place that did get destroyed was Hong Kong, but they undid it, so it's good. That was fun, fighting backward flowing time. That was new to me. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
Getting trapped and stuff as it's reassembling.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did like that part.
Oh, that'd be a hell of a way to die, though.
Yeah.
Like, placed into a wall.
I almost thought that's how they were going to get Lashif, too.
I knew that
Trapped
wasn't
in
going to
that
hold him, but still.
Yeah. He lets out that, like, no!
He
I'm
did.
like, oh, okay.
He did.
Oh, well, thankfully they didn't use any insulation, so I'm fine.
Is that asbestos? No!
So, I don't know, there's not a lot. Like, the preview of the different universes was kind of neat. The microverse was in there from Ant-Man. Blinking
Oh,
with
really?
it. Yeah, it was one of the last ones he saw.
I didn't think to look for that. Like this, when I went the second time, I was trying to look more carefully for certain things. Like the second time is when I actually noticed the Avengers building. But I didn't think to look for that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did, because they don't specifically call it the microverse in the Ant-Man, but that's what it is. It's also a hard concept to explain, but basically, if you shrink down enough, you move past what we think is the smallest thing, and there's a whole universe in there.
Yeah, that does make sense, because I remember when Ant-Man came out, they said that they were going to have like that kind of a tiny connection to Dr. Strange. Mm-hmm. And I remember everybody on Tumblr, that's a Benedict Cumberbatch fan, was like, everybody watch this movie, see if you can find him. It's like, guys, he's not going to be in the movie. Relax. Like, stop.
Yeah.
So when that part did happen, I was like, oh, that must be one of the other universes or whatever.
I guess the only reason that they didn't see anybody in there is they weren't big enough, but or they weren't small enough yet. But yeah, it's hard to... The microverse is one of those weird concepts that wasn't really supposed to be part of the Marvel Universe, but they own it, so they just put it in there.
Oh, well, no.
It's actually from a line called Micronauts, which were little G.I. Joe figures that had these...
Oh, okay.
You might remember, you might have had a weird toy that like looked like a soda cup and then turned into a battle station or something, or... I think one of the more popular ones, one of the more popular ones was a radio, but those were Micronauts, basically.
Okay.
But Marvel's like, well, that's dumb. And they just made the whole microverse. And that would sometimes cross over with the main Marvel universe. Which, so when they lost the rights to the characters, they still owned everything they created for it. And so they just tossed it in there.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of hope that they go into detail in the microverse at some point, because it's a really cool concept. But I can't really think of a good way to get in without the Micronauts themselves. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy? Maybe, but yeah, I think that's about it.
Oh, we have to talk about...
Oh yeah, we should talk about the Stingers.
Yes.
First, let's talk about the end Stinger, the last one with Mordo. Kind of sucks for that guy. I kind of hope I kind of hope Mordo killed him.
I think he just put him back to his paralysis.
Well, if he did, he basically left him to die.
Yeah, true.
He couldn't even move his arms. Dude probably can't breathe on his own.
True. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably dead.
Yeah. So I'm like, come on, dude, at least kill him.
Right?
Have some mercy. I don't know if Dormammu is keeping that power. Or not Dormammu, I keep saying that. I don't know if Mordo is keeping that power or not.
Maybe.
If he is, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of backlash for that, but we'll see. It's like, my bill... It would be cool if his last line is, my bill came due. And he, like, explodes or something.
Oh, man, yeah. Where can I go and get myself a sling ring?
Well, what you do is you take a piece of metal that's a little bit longer than two of your fingers, and then you take two cheap rings and weld them to the bottom of it.
Excellent.
And they did not think that through much.
There you go, Mark. You're all set.
Finally.
The design of the sling ring is one of the laziest things in this movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's like a cheap plastic version at Hot Topic waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. right next to the Full Metal Alchemist pocket watches.
Damn.
I wanted one of those so bad until I found out it didn't even actually work like a watch.
Oh.
It was like this little clock face, but it was paper. I'm like, how much for this? And they're like, $30. I'm like, it's not even a real watch. And they looked at me like, oh, it's for cosplay. I'm like, come on. I hate that.
Mm.
But yes, if you want one, it's probably at Hot Topic and it probably costs $40. And it actually costs like $2 to make.
Steven will return.
That said, if there are cool Dr. Strange leopard print gloves at Hot Topic, I would buy those.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do the Spider-Man thing. He does it too, by the way. I don't know if he does it in the... I think he does do it a few times. I call it the reverse Spider-Man because he doesn't point his wrist up. Yeah. And then the Thor one with the beer.
Yes.
That one was great. He's like, I don't drink tea. Then he looks and it's a beer mug. Where he fills himself.
So does this mean he's gonna have some involvement with Thor Ragnarok then?
More than likely. It's
That's what I
possible
got
they
from
pulled
that.
it right out of Thor Ragnarok. Like they did with the one scene in Ant-Man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I guess we'll see there. But I do think they play off each other pretty well. So
Yeah, that was fun. I like at first whenever Thor started talking, I actually didn't realize it was him at first. And like the theater that I was
they
in.
had him with that horrible fake ponytail because he was his hair hasn't grown back yet from
but, like,
one of the movies he was filming.
Everybody in the theater when I saw it the first time, they were like freaking out. I'm like, why is everyone freaking out? And I was like, oh, it's Thor.
Yep.
Took me a minute.
I'm kind of curious whether this is actually a scene from Ragnarok because where is Loki in all this? He's not letting him walk around a place full of magical artifacts. By the way, where is your brother? Oh, he's in the forbidden hallway of torment.
Dr. Strange will return in How I Stopped Worrying and Love the Bomb.
They don't put that at the end of every movie, but they definitely, like, if they're not sure it's going to do well, they just want people to know, don't worry, he'll be back. My only problem is Doctor Strange 2 is not coming out until after Infinity War Part 2. So we got like 5 years. Well, unless they change the movie listing again.
That's true. That's right. They have their Phase 3 all
yeah.
set
We
up.
got at least 3 years.
Man. What the hell is Inhumans?
Yeah, and Humans is probably their first thing. That's what I think they're going to do, is something's going to happen in Infinity War, and people are going to start getting powers. And that'll be how they introduce the Inhumans, but I don't know.
Well, now I definitely want to see Doctor Strange and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, he won't. He'll be in Avengers. They said he's going to be in Avengers.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
so
I did.
He'll definitely be in. I would assume he'll be in Black Panther. That's a good way to get some of the mystic stuff of the Black Panther in there too.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
Because his origin is actually supernatural. He the Black Panther has to run like a jungle marathon, basically. And then it's really brutal, and there are a bunch of panthers trying to kill him the whole time. I believe it's been a while since I read it. And at the end of it, he has to get a fruit and eat it, and basically it puts the souls of every previous king of Wakanda into him, and he becomes the avatar of a panther god.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why they kind of make you think it's his suit in Civil War, and it might be, because he probably didn't have time to do the trial. But it would be neat if that was what the Black Panther movie had, as like a subplot. Yeah, because it's probably going to be the guy from Age of Ultron as the villain, the one who lost his arm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, it kind of sucks we have to wait that long for a sequel.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Man. I'm like looking at the lineup and it's like, oh, that
And
is.
it might be really far out because they have Captain Marvel, they have Inhumans that was pushed back. And that's not counting any other sequels. We're probably going to get another Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about stupid Spider-Man.
Yeah.
God.
It's going to be really weird.
Kind of like Red Letter Media with all the Star Wars stuff coming out.
Well, that's at least relatively fast-paced.
And I forgot about Ant-Man and Wasp. Ah.
Oh, yeah. Man, we're not getting a movie for a while.
We might not go until 2020.
That would suck.
Yes, it would. No, I want more Dr. Strange.
I'm sure he'll be in most of these in cameos, but
still, that's
yeah.
No, I want to know more about his what's going on there.
Yeah. Maybe that's how they get the Wasp back, the original Wasp.
I can't believe I'm whining this much. God damn it, Marvel.
It sucks when they're planning so far ahead, and you know they are, and you welcome a sequel or something.
Yeah, didn't they say they got the next 20 years all lined up?
Oh, they probably do. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, we're getting set up for Infinity Wars. I think we have 5 of the 7. Ragnarok is probably going to introduce a gem. And then, I don't know, Soul will probably be the focus of the part 1 of Infinity Wars. Unless they shove in Spider-Man somewhere.
Could Guardians 2 have yet another one?
No, I think Guardians 2 is going to be about Quill's dad.
Okay.
I hope. There's a chance it's Adam Warlock, which would be weird. Oh, no, they already cast Kurt Russell as his dad, I believe. Unless that was a dream I had.
Oh, man, they pushed Thor to next November. Oh, man.
Yeah, everything got pushed back because of Spider-Man.
Oh, freaking Spider-Man. Oh, I hate him even more now. God damn it.
Remember when movies used to come out on time?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Marvel Phase 3 release schedule.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on Google. God.
Let's see.
Remember when you could leave a movie before the
there's an Untitled Avengers sequel.
Yeah, I remember. Oh God, those member berries kill me. I love those so much.
Remember Endor?
How would anyone want to remember Endor? That's how I knew those things were creepy.
I have to watch last night still, but
I know next up is Guardians.
You have Mark, you gotta watch the new one.
I'll watch it before I go out later tonight for Pokemon. So
yeah. Oh no, okay, that's right. Yeah, Kurt Russell is Star-Lord's father.
Oh, no way, that's cool.
And apparently he is Ego the Living Planet. I think that was a joke on Peter Gunn's part. We'll see. Then Homecoming, Spider-Man. Then Thor.
Yep.
Then Black Panther in 2018. Then, for some reason, Infinity War is a year apart. So,
yep.
May and then part 2 in 2019.
I know, I'm kind of bummed at that. That's going to be rough.
It doesn't look like there's any movies in between, though.
Yeah. Ant-Man and Wasp, and apparently Captain Marvel is in between them. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, it looks like, we'll see. Maybe the first part isn't what everyone thinks. A year is way too much. I thought it was going to be May and then December.
That's what I thought, too. Spider-Man! Spider-Man.
Listen, it's better that he's home now.
I don't care. I hate Spider-Man. You won't convince me otherwise.
Could be worse. He could be Miles Morales.
Well, he'd
He's
be
actually
something
on the
different at
Avengers now.
least. Oh my god, I'm tired
Miles
of Peter
is a
Parker.
whole other issue that for him to exist, you have to kill Peter Parker. That's a hell of a bummer.
Oh, I'm just tired of Peter Parker and his whining, and it's like, oh, just go away. Like, I'm done with Peter Parker. Go away. I hate Spider-Man. I'm done with Spider-Man. There's nothing new we can say. Go away. That's how I feel about Spider-Man, in case anybody wanted to know.
But we haven't
Debbie
found out
only
more
knew
ways.
that Mark was secretly Spider-Man.
We haven't found
And
out
if
more
I ever
ways.
told
Hey
her,
everyone, you're here with Cinema Blend. We've got some news for you.
Okay,
As you
this
all
is
know, the
weird.
Marvel Cinematic Universe has big plans
That
for
was
the
a bad
future,
time for this
including
ad to
Phase 3
pop.
titles with release dates through 2019. Of course,
Okay.
Doctor Strange has been released.
there we go. Stop that. I love those ads that wait 20 minutes to start. Thanks, Cinema Blend.
Oh
Okay.
god, I hate going on that website. Oh man, it's just ad mania.
Mhm.
That one's real. That's news. That's an ad.
So I think we're done. I think we can all say that Doctor Strange is worth seeing. I really want to see it in IMAX, but I don't want to drive the 2 hours that it would take to go see it.
I got to see it in 3D, and then I saw it in the XD theater, which just meant it was really loud.
Yeah.
Like, but seeing it in 3D was cool, but only for like the different dimensions
Yeah,
part. Like the
that's
other
what I
parts,
heard.
it was just awkward.
Ah,
So
like,
yeah,
the last time I was in IMAX, I was 6, and it was a Grand Canyon tour, and I had to do. They said, if you feel sick, put your head between your legs, and I had to do that for like half the movie.
oh my god.
So I'm sure it'll be a little better for me now, but I'm really tempted to drive to Pittsburgh Mills. I'd have to get up at like 6 in the morning,
Oh my god.
probably earlier to beat traffic. But it's tempting. I sort of want Pat to come with me. That way I can just be asleep in the passenger seat while he drives. Well. So we all liked it, right?
I did, yeah. I really liked it. I mean, I wasn't blown away with it. I was expecting a little more, but then again, I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but I still really liked it.
Okay. Mark?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know much about the character, but I feel like I know a slight more. I'm sure, yeah, they missed out a lot of things, but it's a good starting point. So yeah, I'm ready to see a sequel whenever they're ready.
16 years from now,
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch will be
Maybe
57.
maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 will be out by then.
By the time, Mark, by the time the sequel for this comes out, we'll be like, remember regular Doctor Strange? Oh yeah.
By the time the
I
sequel for
remember
this comes out,
Yeah.
Donald Trump will be out of office,
that."
which might be the
Here's
only good
hoping.
thing about it.
Here's hoping.
Jason, I want to bargain.
Joke's on him, because I don't think Dormammu realized that Steven didn't feel any of his deaths. Because he started the loop before he flew up to Dormammu. So every time he died, from his perspective, nothing changed. So he kind of screwed him. Dormammu kind of fell for a scam. Oh well.
To me, it felt like I thought he was in actual pain.
Well, he probably was, but then the loop started, and it was like he didn't die.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I assume they just cut the part where everything reverses.
Right.
I really would like to listen to a commentary for this. I hope there's... Oh, wait, it's a Marvel DVD. Never mind.
I think we're safe.
Ah, well. Okay, so that'll be it for this week. Sorry it's a little late. I'm trying to fix the editing schedule so I can actually put episodes up and not pass out. So this will be up a little late in November, but I promise it will be up.
Plus, it's going to be a little tricky because we're a couple hours away from the new Pokemon game. So.
Yeah. I cannot wait. But I've set aside a whole day for editing, so we should be good.
Woo.
I will put where you can find us all in the show notes, and you can find Debbie on Scarlet Black 21, correct?
24.
24.
Yeah. On
On Tumblr. Where I'm sure she posts all the hot news /fics, right? I don't know what goes on Tumblr.
Actually, I don't really do much posting at all. I just reblog what everybody else does. So it's like,
Oh, then you're just a
occasionally
normal Tumblr user. Don't worry.
Yeah, like, if you find me, you'll be like, this page is really boring. And it's like, yep, that's me. So.
We had a Tumblr page at one point, and I tried to put content on it. But I got like a few reblogs for suggesting a character might be gay. In all seriousness, I wrote a little thing about it, but that was it. No one ever really responded to anything else.
Oh.
Not like our burgeoning YouTube user base. Oh well. So we will see you guys next week, which will be Thanksgiving. So maybe it'll go up on Wednesday. I'll surprise you. Adios.
Ciao.
I've come to bargain.
Adios.
Denied.